Это и есть ключ.
Long before Wednesday Addams was making morgues look like fashion runways, there was Goody Adams, her great times a million grandma with ghost vibes and a very low tolerance for witch hunters. You might remember her from Wednesday on Netflix. Creepy eyes, cloak, always appearing mid-flashback like someone left the TV on a haunting channel. But Goody was the Addams blueprint. The reason Wednesday's even walking around solving supernatural murder mysteries in the first place. She's got a very interesting story too, and that's exactly what we'll be talking about today. So let's dive right into it. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The hex-happy Ancestor. Who is Goody Adams, and what's her backstory? Back in 1600s Jericho, Goody was the kind of girl who got accused of witchcraft just for breathing too confidently. And instead of crying about it, she hexed her enemies, escaped death, and laid the groundwork for generations of goth weirdos to thrive. Honestly, if Addams family values had a founding mother, it'd be her with dark eyeliner, rage issues, and a centuries-old grudge. Let's rewind a few centuries, way before Instagram witches, before Wednesday Addams was emotionally ghosting people, and definitely before raven dances were TikTok trends. Meet Goody Adams, the prototype goth girl, spiritually intense and the fashionably cursed kind. Goody Adams lived in colonial-era Jericho during a time when being different basically meant you were burned at the stake. If you so much as owned a cat or gave someone a side-eye, you'd be labeled a witch. So imagine how well things went over when Goody Adams showed up, an outcast with supernatural abilities. Goody was part of a bloodline of outcasts who were born with what the series calls psychic abilities. Wednesday's powers, her seizure visions, come straight from Goody. And unlike Wednesday, who's still figuring things out while delivering deadpan insults to school bullies, Goody was already using her powers for revenge and justice centuries ago. The time her whole family was burned alive. Let's get to the tragedy that formed her entire arc. Back in the 60s, Goody lived peacefully with her outcast community. But then entered Joseph Crackstone, who was basically a Puritan extremist, an all-around horrible man that really clashed with Goody's vibe. Crackstone wasn't just your average historical bigot, he wanted to literally eradicate all supernatural beings and cleanse Jericho. Well, maybe he was like a certain historical bigot, so what he did was just lock Goody's entire family and all the outcasts in a barn and set it on fire. Classic warm welcome. Goody, being the badass escape artist, narrowly survived thanks to her powers, but her family was gone, in flames. That level of trauma really stings. This is when Goody went full anti-hero mode and tracked down Crackstone and cursed his soul so hard it had to be buried in a blood-sealed crypt, only unlockable by one of her descendants. Which brings us neatly to Season 1. Why Goody's story hits hard. Goody's backstory could have been a throwaway flashback, because she represents a time when simply existing as different was a death sentence, and she clawed her way through history to make sure that never happened again. Thematically, she mirrors Wednesday. Both are headstrong, emotionally restrained, fiercely protective, and allergic to injustice. And let's be real, without Goody, Wednesday would have been toast halfway through the season. Role of Goody Adams in Wednesday. Her first big entrance is after Rowan tries to murder Wednesday in the forest using telekinesis. Classic Nevermore student bonding. The moment Wednesday faints, she's hurled into her first psychic vision, which is basically Goody. She doesn't speak much here, but she gives a look that says, "Welcome to the family trauma, sweetie." Later, when Wednesday starts unraveling the mystery of the Hyde monster, Goody pops in again because solving ancient conspiracies is a family hobby. This time she actually speaks. She warns Wednesday that a powerful evil is returning, and that only a member of her bloodline can stop it. And no pressure, but if she fails, Crackstone will rise again and basically purge all outcasts like it's 1693 all over again. Every appearance she makes is a mix of emotional coldness and supernatural urgency. She's all business, no ghost hugs or anything. Because come on, it's Wednesday's great-great-grandma, so she has to be intense. Her tone is sharp. Her eyes are permanently glowing like headlights from hell. Her entire existence is defined by betrayal because, you see, therapy wasn't a thing in her time. Goody's biggest contribution comes when she reveals that Crackstone is being resurrected by his cultish descendant, Laurel Gates, using dark magic. And the only way to stop him is for Wednesday to destroy his body using a blood-bonded weapon. Conveniently, Goody has that covered. She gives Wednesday a vision of where to find the dagger capable of ending Crackstone once and for all. You know, regular ghost chores. Then comes the moment. Crackstone returns. Wednesday confronts him and he stabs her. And just when it looks like this is the end of her goth journey, Goody appears one last time as a ghostly transplant of life energy. She literally sacrifices her remaining spiritual essence to bring Wednesday back from death. It's a full-on spectral blood transfusion, minus the needles. That's her final act. After that, Goody vanishes for good. She's done her part, passed on the metaphorical torch, and probably gone to haunt some other Puritan cemetery in peace. Goody Adams. Gothic aura, goals, dark humor, and supernatural street cred. Let's paint a picture. Goody Adams looks like she wandered straight out of a witchy fashion catalog. Pale blue corset dress, dusty corset, long skirts that scream historic chic, and dirty blonde plaits that would make braided Instagrams weep with envy. She's basically Wednesday's doppelganger from the 1600s, just with antiquated wear and no Wi-Fi. Her bangs are sharp and her stance is dead center dramatic. And yes, she's spookily played by the same actress because why have one Ortega when you can have two, circa the colonial era? Her goals. Goody wasn't lounging in a rocking chair, her mission was vengeance with a capital V. After losing her mother and an entire coven of outcasts to Joseph Crackstone's blaze, she embarked on a crusade that would make any horror movie anti-hero nod in approval. She tracked down Crackstone, carved a mark on him, quite literally a face/cameo, that only one of her descendants could open, because, well, someone's gotta protect their minorities. So in a way, her goal is to protect all the outcasts. She even founded the Nightshade Society, which, as you know, is the secret coven-cum-club dedicated to guarding outcasts across centuries. Think Fight Club, but with hexes instead of meetings. Personality. Vengeful, stoic, zero motherly sugarcoating. To sum up Goody's heartfelt message, it was basically, depart, carry a torch, finish the job. Morticia's words sum her up best. A witch of great strength, but vengeance consumed her to the point she couldn't save herself. That's not a pep talk, it's an obituary with sass. She's intense, bereft of fluff, and emotionally more granite than marshmallow. She sees herself in Wednesday and quietly hands her a dagger. No small talk was needed here. Abilities. Witchcraft roster so good it should come with a warning label. Goody's powers aren't your run-of-the-mill Hogwarts tricks. They include cursing, like the time she hexed Crackstone's soul and locked him away with magical bloodsteel powers. Psychic visions. Of course, one of the more important ones. She almost worked like Wednesday's ghostly GPS, appearing in visions, delivering essential plot coordinates. Healing, Spirit Edition. Despite being, dead, she still performs supernatural CPR. She heals a bleeding or near-dead Wednesday, but at a cost. Her exit is theatrical and self-sacrificing. Necromancy and Book of Shadows. Her spellbook contains zombie-raising incantations and resurrection rituals. It's less bedtime story, more unholy manual. Marvelous verdict. So that's Goody Adams, part ghost, part goth fairy godmother. Without her, Wednesday would have been one psychic vision short of saving Jericho. Crackstone would still be out there yelling about purity, and we'd all be wondering why the Addams family keeps producing children who can dismantle people with eye contact. Goody didn't just survive her own horror story, she crawled out of it to pass her streak down centuries like a very sarcastic family heirloom. She's proof that vengeance can have a shelf life longer than most relationships. So if you could haunt anyone in history, who would it be? Do let us know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe so we can get you more such deep dives. Until then, stay safe and stay spooky. We'll catch you in the next one.